Hi, Martin here with another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about while loops in the Swift programming language. So let's get started. So firstly for this video I'm going to be using Swift Playgrounds and Learn to Code. Learn to Code is an interactive course created by Apple within Swift Playgrounds, and it's designed to teach the Swift programming language. So if you don't have Learn to Code, I'll link my video below that shows you how to get it and goes over some of the basics. So in the Learn to Code course, after the logical operators section, we move on to discussing while loops. So firstly, what is a while loop? Well, essentially a while loop is a loop that will run code until a certain condition has been met. So a good example within Swift Playgrounds is our character Byte. What we're going to say is while Byte is not blocked, then move forward. So Byte will continue to move forward until he finds his path has been blocked. So to explore this further, let's jump into the first activity, running code while. So within this activity, you'll see that we have a while loop that has already been included for us. And up here, a little bit of extra context for our while loops. So just like if statements, while loops allow you to determine when your code will run. A while loop runs a code block for as long as a Boolean condition is true. So a Boolean condition, remember, means that something is true or false. So it only has two possible outcomes. When the condition is false, the while loop stops running. So what we need to do for this activity is choose a Boolean condition for our while loop to determine when it will run. So that's what we're going to put in this first section. And then add commands to the while block to toggle open all the switches. So that's what we'll do here. Okay. So what we're going to do here is say while is on close switch. Okay. So in this activity, we can see we've just got a whole row of closed switches, but there'll always be an open one at the end. So what we essentially want to say is our code will run until we get to the switch that is already open. So while we're on a closed switch, what we want to do is toggle the switch and then move forward. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and run that code and see if we're right. Okay, so we can see toggle the switch straight away and move to space forward. And it's continuing to do that for all of the closed switches. So hopefully once we get to the open switch at the end, then our loop will stop. Okay, great. So we can essentially see that we've told Byte that if you're on a closed switch, then toggle the switch and move forward. So our condition was false once Byte stepped on the open switch at the end. Okay. So let's explore this a little bit further. We're going to go down here into this nesting loops activity. So this essentially works in the same way, but what it's highlighting is that you can what we call nest loops inside of each other. So what we're saying is while a certain condition is met, which is our overall condition, and then we also have another while loop inside. Okay. So what we need to do for this, add a condition to the outer loop so that the inner loop repeats until your character is blocked. Okay. So we know that the condition for the outer loop is blocked. Okay. So what we're going to do is add is blocked. Okay. However, at the minute, that is saying that if Byte is blocked, then run the code inside. But we want to keep going while he's not blocked. So think back to the logical operators. To simply flip that phrase to mean not, we add the exclamation mark to the front. So now we're saying while Byte is not blocked, run our code inside of here. Okay. And what we're going to do here is we're going to say while is on a gem, it says adjust your inner loop to move forward until there is a gem to collect. Okay. While is on gem. Okay. And again, we're going to change that to a not because we're going to say while is not on a gem. And we're just going to have that as move forward. Okay, so just in case there's any confusion, let's go over what we've done so far. So we're saying while byte is not blocked, so if he's not blocked, it's going to go inside that first while loop to the inner while loop. And the second condition we have is while not on a gem. So if he's not on a gem, then he needs to move forwards. Okay. So that means that this block here is what will happen when byte eventually lands on a gem. So if he is on a gem, we want to collect that gem. And you can also see, if you look at our puzzle world, that he will always need to turn to the left. So he should turn left all the way here until he gets blocked right at the end. So let's add the turn left here. And let's go ahead and run our code. Let's go run fastest so that we can hopefully see this done quite quickly. Okay, so we can see he's not blocked, so he's moving forward, and so that it goes to the inner loop, and then he's not on a gem, that's when he moves forwards. So we can see that using while loops, and also whilst combining it with the logical operators that we learned in my last video, that we can actually nest loops inside each other and solve these puzzles in much less code than if we didn't use these loops. So I hope this has been useful for you, and I'll see you in the next video.